Greetings, land of YouTube. It's kind of a boring sight today. I'm just kind of throw out a little video about the real way to make money investing. If you watch YouTube videos, there's these channels that are creating high leverage junkies, and it's kind of hurting cryptocurrency market in general, as far as I'm concerned. Bitcoin's kind of lulling people to sleep, right? There will come a time where it pops. Right now, the altcoins are dominating the cryptocurrency market, but I want to get to some of these ideas I have out here. I'm going to talk about hemp and plastics and solar energy and storage, energy storage. But first, I want to start out here. I showed this in my last video. I was catching the dip on Chainlink. I just want to talk about Chainlink. I also want to talk about Doge. Doge is holding strong, man. Look at it up here. It's 53 cents. Doge is for real. Doge is not going away, folks. Doge will probably double at some point. I want to talk about Chainlink. Chainlink's at about $47 right now. Chainlink is probably going to double or close to it here in the near future. Chainlink. I like to try to recommend things to people, but over here I have some light leverage trades open, and I don't want to get people into trading because it is dangerous if you don't have a little experience and you don't have full command of what you're doing. And my point is you don't need to trade. You don't need to use leverage trade. The way for a little person to make money is to put a little money in a project like this I'm going to talk about here in a second, liquid metal batteries. There's just the way to make money, I guess the point I'm trying to make is a lot of people, they're super technical, like technical analysis. And a lot of stuff you see on YouTube, cryptocurrency markets, is technical analysis, right? And they're trading and they short and they long and they do blah, 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 blah. But that's just based on technical analysis of the way the markets move. You don't have to do that. The way to make serious money as a small time investor with just a little bit of money is to get in to a project. It's to look at the world and see a problem in the world and then look for a product that solves that problem, right? So, but first I want to mention this trade here. I had this dip net set open from, see this on the bottom right corner here, from this purple bar up. I had my dip net. See, it's little tiny orders. It gets a little bigger, little bigger, little bigger, and then a big one set at the bottom. And I caught that and I feel, but Elon Musk tweeted about Bitcoin not being a good currency to use, and he's going to go over to Doggy Coin. And that tanked the whole market there for a while. So I wasn't online when that happened. If I would have been online, I would have canceled all these. Right here, I got online and I put in a bunch of smaller ones, and see, that's 13%, 12%, 11%, 9%, 10%, 8%, 7%. And my dip net on the big one actually is up almost 2% right now. I could close this down and make a few $100s right now. I could take a loss on these ones up here, but these down here are enough gainers to where I'll become $100. But I'm just going to let it run. But so this is like $14,000, give or take. And I have like, just for easy numbers, I have say $20,000 I have in here for collateral. So 14,000, that's like 0.7%, 0.7 leverage. So you hear these leverage traders on YouTube, right? And they're talking about 5x, 10x, 20x, 100x leverage. I'm at 0.7x leverage, and that still is dangerous, right? So for easy numbers, say I had $10,000 cash in here to use as collateral, and I took out a $10,000 margin position on Chainlink. So I'd have $20,000 in Chainlink. So that $10,000 cash I put in Chainlink, and then the $10,000 worth of Chainlink I could use as collateral and open up another $10,000 margin loan position. So I'd have $20,000 worth of Chainlink. But if something catastrophic happened to the crypto market and Chainlink went from $46 down to $23, that would be a 50% loss, right? So that $20,000 position would now be worth $10,000, right? and I would still owe that $10,000 mortgage. So essentially, I just lost all my money, and that's at 1 times leverage, right? 1 times leverage, a 50% drop, you lose everything, right? Because you got to pay back that 10,000, and all you have is 10,000. So you get a margin call, liquidation, blah blah blah. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous, right? And these people out there on YouTube, they're creating leverage junkies, and they're going into 50x leverage, 100x leverage. On 50x leverage, if it moves down 1%, you're almost finished, right? 100x leverage, if it moves just a tiny little bit low, liquidation. And that's what we've been seeing, right? That's what's been going on with Bitcoin. And there's people out there, they're under the impression that that's how you make money, right? So there's huge YouTube channels out there getting bigger and bigger every day, and they're sucking people in, and they're telling them the way to make money is by leverage trading. And 95% of day traders lose. And that's not really true, because 95% of people that lose, they're not actually real day traders, right? The 95% of people that lose day trading are just people that try to day trade. They're not real day traders. Real day traders are actually pretty successful, but it takes years and years and years to find your groove. So that stat, when you say almost every day trader loses, that's because those aren't really day traders. They're people like that are watching these YouTube videos, and there's these massive liquidations. See these big red bars, massive liquidations. Look, like this one here. This last one was like, I think, $250 million right here. Boom. It just keeps happening over and over and over. I just want to put out a video. The real way to make money, if you're a small fish, isn't high leverage trading. Now, there are some people that get lucky, but if they keep doing it, they're going to lose everything. It's almost a guarantee. So the real way, if you're just got a little bit of money, if you're just a small fish like me, the real way to make money is to see the world, see a problem, and go and research the cure to the problem. So clean energy, I tried to tell people almost 2.5 years ago about it. I got on companies like Enphase Energy almost 3 years ago now, and it's just a wonderful company. They make inverters for solar panels. So it's just a company that makes inverters, right? Micro inverters for solar panel systems, and they're real successful. I got on it, and I picked out these really wonderful companies, but there's still another element you got to think of. There's snakes out there. There's mean, dirty people that trick you and fool you and tell you lies. and I panic sold a couple of times when I should have never panic sell. So don't panic sell. Please don't panic sell. Find a company that you believe in, or find like a Bitcoin that you believe in, and just invest a little bit of money and just let it sit there. Don't panic sell. There's other companies that like hydrogen fuel cell companies out there I was in that are just I got scared out, right? Because people make fake stories and they try to scare you. And I got scared and I sold, and then prices just skyrocketed. But I still did okay. I still broke even. I didn't lose anything. But I just want to make this quick little video up. My dinner, my oven bell just went off, so I gotta hurry up. Clean energy. All sorts of things around clean energy. What you want to do is you want to look for small little companies that and you can research them and look at how much money they're making and if they're in debt, and you can see their fundamentals. So I just want to point out, and then there's big ones too. Like I have where's NextEra Energy? NextEra Energy is a giant. It's the world's biggest wind and solar energy. They're down in Florida, and they're progressing. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They're creeping out of Florida area, and so like it's a ginormous. It's a Goliath, right? It's a it's a monster company. So their stock is probably gonna keep going up and up and up. So sticking a little money in there is not bad. They also pay dividends. So the real way to make money is to put a little money into companies that are solving problems, right? And there's a massive shift coming from the old gross energy into sustainable renewable energy, right? And it just started booming a couple of years ago, but we're still right at the first steps of it, right? So there's little companies out there. I'm sure I haven't been paying attention because I'm in cryptocurrency at the moment. But if cryptocurrency goes into a prolonged bear market, I will go back and I'll start to look at stuff like this again. Enphase went on a nice run. So I haven't been paying attention to it. probably not all that great right now. I could be wrong, but it went on a nice huge run. So once these companies go on huge long runs, you basically, they're basically kind of still great companies, but maybe not great investments. But I haven't been paying attention to it. Hemp, industrial hemp products, building products. Have you ever seen this video? Henry Ford's hemp car. Look at this. Watch this. Henry Ford's plastic hemp car, 1941.
Amongst the thousands of products made from hemp, one of the most extraordinary is Henry Ford's plastic car. Built in 1941, it contained cellulose fibers derived from hemp, sisal, and wheat straw. The plastic was lighter than steel, yet could withstand 10 times the impact without denting.
Cars, materials made out of plants, right? 10 times the strength of steel. Think about that. Here's another one. Let's see what this car says. And let's see what this story says.
Okay. You want to try?
So that's Jay Leno. Car made from hemp, cannabis, stronger than steel.
It's made out of cannabis hemp. You can smoke all the cannabis hemp you could possibly want, and you won't get high. I should start now. The ultimate goal, Jay, is to introduce the world's first carbon negative vehicle. And the key to that is going back to what Henry Ford advocated back in 1941. And that's the idea of make everything you possibly can, including your fuels, out of plant material. I think the primary market are going to be people that want to be supportive of the ecology aspect of automobiles, especially the younger generation.
Okay, so it's not just hemp, right? It's plants. There's going to be a big boom coming in that type of stuff, right? Plants like sunflowers. That's another one I can think of. Bamboo. It's another one I can think of. That's these vigorous growing plants, and like hemp plant is super vigorous. You could probably grow a couple crops a year of it, maybe even more around the equator, right? I mean, you might be able to grow 4 or 5 crops a year of it. And you see what he said there? You can smoke as much hemp as you want, and you won't get high because hemp is different. Hemp doesn't get you high. Unfortunately, Henry Ford got into that kind of stuff, right? I'm kind of under the impression that that's the real reason why they made marijuana illegal back in those days. Henry Ford was huge into hemp. He he was going to make all his cars out of hemp, and he was going to run them off of hemp, right? It was a renewable deal. And it's a long story. If you want to check it out yourself, I'm not sure of all the exact facts and whatnot, but anyways, they made hemp illegal under the premise that it's relative. The marijuana plant gets you high, so they made it illegal, and they threw hemp in there with it. So hemp was going to probably destroy a lot of other big businesses because hemp is a wonderful product. But let's not go too far down that road. Plants. There's going to be an ecological friendly plant boom and that kind of stuff. So I'm just trying to get your attention to what things to look for, right? Plant-based building materials, plant-based fuels, plant-based this, plant-based that, blah, 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 blah. And think of all the carbon that hemp and sunflowers and bamboo and those type of vigorous plants, think of all the carbon they snatch out of the air, right? And you could grow multiple crops a year. And, as long as you're not burning them and putting that carbon back in, then that's almost the cure for the carbon problem in the air, right? Super vigorous, huge crops growing and growing. And then we turn those into, like this one. It looks like they're building a house. Look at this, they're building a house. Well, hemp concrete, high performance material for green building and retrofitting. Look at it. That's hemp blocks, hemp cinder blocks, right? Hemp concrete. Hempcrete. They call it hempcrete. And here's what got me into it originally a couple years ago. I was looking for a biodegradable plastic because obviously plastic's a huge problem. And if you watch my other channel, you see a lot of the stuff I have come to see, and plastics is a huge problem. So biodegradable packaging, I guess is the point I'm getting to. Like think of like a cardboard box that maybe you get it wet or something and it disintegrates overnight. Those aren't really out there yet, but that kind of stuff, those projects that might be in the pipeline, inventions that might be coming down the road, that's the kind of stuff you want to look for. Now there's a lot of problems right now. One thing I didn't understand when I got into it was these plastics can be made out of plants, right? But plastics made out of plants aren't necessarily biodegradable, and they're the equivalent to plastics made out of petroleum products, right? They last just as long and they're just as bad. They're just as bad in every single way. So, biodegradable, compostable plastics is what you want to look for. But even those aren't all that great. So, but anyway, plant-based products for packaging materials that will break down in a couple years or something, right? Um, there's a lot of problems with it that you wouldn't think of. But these I mean, look at this guy. I don't. He's got these are little balls of plastic or some sort. I'm not even reading this article, but see this thing here. They call that a sprue. That's coming out of some sort of plastic molding device. This is a sprue, and these little balls on here are some sort of product. I haven't even read the article, but it's obviously some kind of neat kind of plastic that guy's probably inventing. And I just want to open your eyes to what you want to look for if you don't have a whole lot of money. I did a test on these compostable plastic silverwares, and they barely broke down out in the field out here. They didn't really break down at all. But there's progress being made, and what I'm trying to say is you want to look for that kind of stuff. Let's get to like the problems that you see in the world. You don't have to know anything about investing. You don't have to know anything about technical analysis. You don't need to know the first thing about this. You can look at this and just laugh at it. The way to see it is to see a problem and look for the solution. Look at this liquid metal batteries. Like Elon Musk with Tesla, they're using lithium batteries for the cars and their solar panel storage. Solar energy storage, Enphase, is also a storage company. Energy storage is going to be huge, right? Solar energy, some days it's cloudy, so it needs to be stored in batteries. But for the most part, a lot of these people are using lithium batteries, and lithium mines are a big problem, right? It's not renewable. It's not even close to renewable. Lithium batteries are not the answer, and like guys like Elon Musk, that's what they're using for all their cars and everything. And that there's no way that's sustainable. That's not going to work. I found this little company called Ambry Liquid Metal Battery. I've been trying to get a hold of them because they say contact us if you want investment information, and I haven't heard back from them. But you want to check this out. This liquid metal batteries. This is just absolutely awesome. If you can find a way to invest in something like this is where you want to stick your $100 or your $1,000 or dollar cost average. If you got $10 out of your paycheck, you want to find something like this and stick it in there. And next week, maybe you got $30 out of your check. Dollar cost average into these products. Don't even look at the price, right? If you got $10, put it in. You got $30, put it in. End of the month, you got 50 extra bucks, put it in to something like this. I don't know how to do this yet. I haven't found a way to invest in biodegradable packaging. Think about the packaging problem. And we're stuffing our landfills full of that packaging, right? All the plastic and stuff that's going to be there for hundreds of years. Think about the things that solve that problem, right? There's lots of clean energy deals like hydrogen energy, hydrogen fuel cells, hydro power, like damming up rivers and creeks and generating electricity from that. Look out for that. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening, right? As far as Bitcoin goes, here's Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy. They just bought another $15 million worth of Bitcoin. May 13th, they announced this. So he's got 91,850 Bitcoins. I think his goal is to get to 100 as soon as possible. He bought it at 55,000, right? And
per BTC.
And Bitcoin has been under $50,000 for the last couple of days. It's been, under 51, 48, 51. So remember what I was saying about don't even look at the price. If there's something you believe in and it's going to be big, just dollar cost average into it and don't even look at the price. Like he just bought 15 million at an average price of 55,000, right? And he doesn't even care about the price. He's just, when he gets extra money, he just puts it in there. Because he knows Bitcoin's probably going up to $1 million, in the next 4 or 5 years, right? So what do you care if you invest at $55,000 per Bitcoin or $49,000 per Bitcoin when it's sitting at $1.2 million per Bitcoin in 6 years, 5 years, right? 4 years. So, anyways, the point of this video is I'm just trying to say there's a massive push by YouTubers out there creating leverage junkies, and they're telling people that's how you make money, and that's not how you make money. You don't make money leverage trading. I'm reluctant to even show people my little tiny, 0.7 leverage, 0.7. 0.7. If there was a 60-70% correction right now, I could still get in trouble, right? At 0.7. So it's dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, it's super dangerous. And that's not the way to get rich. The way to get rich is to find this liquid metal battery. Ambry. Google Ambry liquid metal battery. And this is their website, ambry.com. It's just a wonderful invention, if what they're saying is true. And they've been working on it for a long time. But that's the kind of stuff you want to look for, right? I'm just trying to open people's eyes. Look for the changes coming in the world. Look for the little tiny things, the little tiny startups that are tackling huge problems. Like plastic in the ocean, is something that needs to be fixed and stopped, right? We need building materials, right? We can't keep digging lithium out of the ground. It's just literally impossible to keep making lithium ion batteries, right? Plant materials. Obviously, we're going to switch to plant materials for doing a lot of stuff, right? Solar energy is going to be huge. Electrical storage is going to be huge. Then that's kind of what this Ambry product, this liquid metal battery is just, it's revolutionary inventions, right? That's the kind of stuff you want to look for. This little stuff that is going to have exponential growth, right? Exponential growth. You stick $100 in, and in 10 years it might be worth 20 grand, right? That's what you want to look at. Exponential growth. Find companies, and there's even big companies out there. Like Waste Management is probably not a bad one to look at, although we might have problems with landfills in the near future, so they might kind of drop. But like NextEra Energy, world's largest wind and solar utility company. They'll keep growing. It won't be exponential growth, but $10 you invest this year might be $12 or $13 next year, right? Plus a little dividend. So it's compounding growth. It's not exponential, but this is if you want to get rich, find this kind of stuff. That's how you want to do it. And I kind of spun my wheels for a couple of years. Even though you find a great company like Enphase Energy, there's still people out there that they'll try to short the market, and they're literally, if you research on the internet, they will literally put out fake stories. I can't tell you how many times I got scared from Enphase Energy because they short the market and they put out fake stories, literal fake stories and lies, and they'll say this company is fraudulent and they're lying to their investors and they're criminals. And it can really mess with your head and scare the death out of you. That's what I didn't understand. That's what I wasted my first 2 years. I could literally be a multimillionaire at this point had I not panic sold Enphase Energy and a couple other things, right? Because I would have came over here to a Bitcoin and I would have put my gains into Bitcoin, and by this time I'd already be I'd be a millionaire by now. I'm starting with just a few $1,000s. So I've learned my lessons, and I only have, I'm not I'm not even close to wealthy at this point. So I've taken my lumps, right? I'm trying to pass my lumps on. Look for tiny little projects, tiny little companies. Like Enphase Energy was a tiny little company 3 years ago. I haven't found a way to invest in hemp building products yet. Like I say, I haven't been paying close attention. I have not been paying close attention lately because I've been focusing on the cryptocurrency market. But I want to find a way to invest in stuff like this, right? Liquid metal battery technology. This is literally a renewable, sustainable battery technology. Okay. The batteries that will change the world, right? And there's going to be these kind of things happening, these kind of innovations and inventions, energy storage, right? Renewable energy, a cleaner world, right? There is going to be biodegradable plastics and packaging. That technology is going to get better and better and better and better, right? Plant-based building materials to build houses and cars, and anyways. I think you got the idea. I'm just kind of blabbering at this point, but find a problem, find this. I mean, this kind of battery right here could be extremely disruptive. This kind of battery could really hurt companies like Tesla, right? Unless Tesla was to adopt them, and which is probably what would happen. But this would put the lithium mines and stuff, those companies, that would put them basically out of business. So it's kind of like what hemp would have done 80, 100 years ago. Hemp would have put a lot of really rich people out of business. That's probably the real reason why hemp is illegal, right? You could smoke 1,000 pounds of hemp tonight, and that's not going to get you high because it doesn't have THC, right? They made hemp illegal because some other plant that's related to it gets you high, right? So, anyways, yeah, blah blah blah. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching.